You've heard it everywhere, from your bank, from finance blogs, from that one friend who read an article once. Just keep your credit utilization under 30%. It gets repeated like gospel. A hard line, a magic number, the thing standing between you and a good credit score. And here's the uncomfortable truth. It's mostly a myth. Not because the number is made up, but because almost everyone has it backwards. 30% isn't the target. The real number is lower, quite a bit lower. And once you understand how this actually works, you'll see why so many people are leaving easy points on the table without ever realizing it. The good news? This is one of the fastest, most controllable levers on your entire credit score. Most of the things that move your score take years: the age of your accounts, a long track record of on-time payments. Utilization is different. It can change in a single billing cycle. You don't need to wait, you don't need to take on debt, and you don't need to play games. You just need to understand the mechanics. What utilization really is, what that 30% number actually means, and the two simple moves that can drop it almost overnight. So let's clear up the myth and get to the real number. Let's start with what credit utilization even is, because the word sounds more complicated than the math. Utilization is just one simple ratio. Your balance divided by your credit limit. That's it. If you have a credit card with a $1,000 limit and you're carrying a $300 balance, your utilization is 300 divided by 1,000, which is 30%. Same limit, but a $100 balance? That's 10%. A $500 balance? 50%. The lower that ratio, the better. Now here's why you should care. This single ratio is roughly 30% of your entire FICO credit score. Let that sink in. Out of everything the scoring models look at, your payment history, the age of your accounts, your mix of credit, utilization is the second biggest factor, sitting right behind whether you actually pay your bills on time. So this isn't some minor footnote. A huge chunk of your score is being decided by one number you have almost total control over every single month. Most people obsess over things they can't easily change while ignoring the one big lever sitting right in front of them. Okay, so where does that famous 30% come from, and why is it a myth? Here's the key reframe, and it's the whole point of this video. 30% is not a goal to hit. It's a ceiling not to cross. There's a massive difference. People treat it like a finish line. As long as I'm under 30, I'm golden. But 30% isn't where good scores live. It's roughly the edge of the cliff. It's the line where things start getting noticeably worse if you go above it. So if 30% is the ceiling, what's the real target? Look at where the highest credit scores actually cluster, and you'll find them sitting way down in the single digits, roughly 1 to 9% utilization. Not 30, not 20, single digits. Think of it as a dial running from 0 up to 50% and beyond. Down under 10% is the sweet spot. That's where the best scores live. Around 30% is just okay. You're not getting penalized hard, but you're leaving points behind. And once you climb past 50%, you're actively hurting your score. So forget under 30. The real rule of thumb is under 10. That's the number nobody tells you. Now, here's a wrinkle that trips up even people who think they've got this figured out. Utilization isn't measured just one way. It's measured two ways at the same time. The first is your overall utilization. Add up all your balances across every card. Divide by all your limits combined. That's the big picture number most people focus on. But the scoring models also look at each card individually. Your per-card utilization. And both of these matter. Here's why that's a trap. Imagine you've got 3 credit cards. Your total balances are low compared to your total limits, so your overall utilization is a healthy 15%. Looks great, right? But what if one of those 3 cards is nearly maxed out, sitting at 90%, while the other 2 are empty? That single maxed out card can get flagged and ding your score, even though your overall number looks perfectly fine. The scoring models don't just want to see that you're not overextended in total. They want to see that you're not leaning hard on any one line of credit. A single near-maxed card looks like stress, even when the rest of your wallet is wide open. So a low overall number isn't enough on its own. You want to keep both your total and your highest single card in check. If one card is running hot, spread that balance across your other cards, or pay that one down first. One hot card can quietly cost you no matter how clean the average looks. Here's the factor that genuinely surprises people, and it's the one that turns utilization from a worry into a tool. Utilization has no memory. It resets every single month. Unlike a late payment, which can haunt your report for years, utilization is just a snapshot. The bureaus don't track how much you spent all month, or whether you ran the card up and paid it down 10 times. They essentially take one photograph on one day, usually your statement closing date, and whatever balance is showing in that photo is the number that gets reported. This changes everything. It means a high balance mid-month doesn't have to hurt you at all. Say you put a big purchase on the card on the 5th, your balance spikes and you start sweating about your score. But if you pay that balance down before your statement closes, the snapshot captures a low number. And a low number is what reports to the bureaus. There's no accumulation, no running tally held against you. Last month's high balance doesn't carry forward. Each statement is a fresh, clean photo. So once you know exactly when that photo gets taken, you can make sure you always look your best in it. So let's put it all together into action. There are two simple levers you can pull to drop your utilization fast. And they work because of that ratio we started with. Balance divided by limit. The first lever attacks the top of the fraction, the balance. Pay your card down before the statement closes, not just by the due date. This is the move almost everyone gets wrong. Paying by the due date keeps you out of interest and late fees, which is great. But the snapshot was already taken at the statement close, often weeks earlier. So if you want a low number to report, you have to pay before that closing date, not after. Lower the balance, and the whole ratio drops. The second lever attacks the bottom of the fraction, the limit. Ask for a credit limit increase. Many issuers will grant one with a quick request, sometimes with no hard inquiry at all. And the math is beautiful. Your balance stays exactly the same, but the denominator gets bigger, so your utilization automatically falls. $300 on a $1,000 limit is 30%. The same $300 on a $2,000 limit is 15%. You did nothing different, you just have more room. Pay before the statement or raise the limit. Two levers, same goal, a lower number in that monthly snapshot. So let's pull the myth apart and replace it with the real picture. Utilization is just your balance divided by your limit, and it's roughly 30% of your entire credit score, the biggest factor after paying on time. That famous under 30% rule is a ceiling, not a goal. The real target is under 10%, in the single digits, where the best scores actually live. It's measured both overall and per card, so even one maxed out card can ding you while your average looks fine. And the best part, it has no memory. It's a monthly snapshot with a clean slate every cycle, which means you've got two fast levers. Pay the balance down before the statement closes, not just by the due date, so the low number is what gets photographed. Or raise your credit limit, so the same balance becomes a smaller slice of a bigger pie. That's the whole game. No debt required, no waiting years. Just one number you now actually understand. And control. If this cleared up a money rule you'd been getting wrong, hit subscribe, because that's exactly what this channel is for. Untangling the financial common knowledge that quietly costs you. And since we just busted one credit myth, go watch the one where we bust 5 more. Next up, 5 credit score myths that are quietly costing you. I'll see you there.